Welcome to Sarajevo, Bosnia. Having spent a bit more than a week in Sarajevo in August 2017, I will share my experience in this video. It might be helpful for others planning a visit. Sarajevo is inhabited by 75% Bosniaks. These are mostly liberal Muslims. Serbs and Croats are in minority. You also see a lot of tourists. It is backpacker heaven with a ton of hostels. Due to its geographical location, it's a hub for travelers between Serbia, Croatia and Montenegro. You also see quite a few Middle Eastern tourists, with women wearing full-body burqas. Sarajevo has a lot of history. In essence, the Ottomans, Austria-Hungary, World War I, Yugoslavia and the Bosnian War. So even alone for the history, it could be worth a visit. The local currency is mark. 2 marks equal 1 euro. A nutritious plate of cevapi, the most typical of all Balkan dishes, sets you back 6 marks. A beer costs 3 to 4 marks in a restaurant or in a club. For accommodation, I recommend booking on Airbnb. I paid $35 for a night in a luxurious apartment in the city center. Beds in hostel dorms go for $10 to $15. Taxis are supposed to be cheap, but most drivers will try to rip you off. I got my airport taxi down to $10. There's no Uber in Bosnia, unfortunately. They have an international film festival every year in August. I was lucky to be there during the opening days. This video might be biased due to the higher influx of well-dressed people during these days. I highly recommend going during the festival. It's a great atmosphere. There's the old town with Ottoman influence, which is very touristy. The more you go west towards center, the more western it gets. Overall, it's a walkable city. There are many street cafes in the old town that serve you Bosnian coffee and baklava. I suggest staying somewhere between old town and center. First, there's Hacienda, a Mexican-themed restaurant / bar / club. They serve tasty and big portions of enchilada de pollo. On weekend nights, it becomes a club with a DJ after midnight. Another club is Sloga. It's a run-down nightclub and a somehow weird place. Some girls are hot occasionally, but most people look like trash. They have no cover charge, and beer is just 3 marks. For a bar, I suggest Bar Cheers. It's a pub with live music on weekend nights. The server is annoying, therefore I suggest buying a beer at the bar and place yourself near the exit. It was my favorite place to start the night. Another bar is City Lounge, which people also call lunchtime. I really don't know why. It's an okay bar that's very packed on weekends. Near City Lounge, there's Silver and Smoke Club, which used to be called Pod Room, so some people would still use that name. It's a small techno club that is very smoky indeed. I didn't like it much. Then there's Summer Lounge, which was a nice and chill open-air club. Locals told me that this was only the case during the film festival. I'm not sure how it is at other times of the year. There's a place called Ist Walter, which basically is a bar / chill out on the ground floor and a club in the basement. They play a mix of Balkan and Western pop music. It's frequented by girls that hit the wall hard but still act like bitches. Pink Houdini is a 24-hour open bar with inside and outside seating. They had some anti-European Union banners on the wall outside. I'm not sure what the deal was about that. Inside, it's very chill. I really liked it. Finally, I want to mention a venue called Underground. It's a rock club with live music and cool alternative people. They have a few marks cover charge, but one drink was included. It was my favorite venue in all of Sarajevo. By the way, in all the mentioned night venues, I almost only met local people. Tourists seem to stay in at night. If you're young and like staying at hostels, my recommendation for you is Franz Ferdinand Hostel. On the street between City Lounge and Pink Houdini, there's a playground on one side where people gather to drink at night. At midnight, the police shows up and tells everyone to leave. My friend told me that he had no success on Tinder in Bosnia. We haven't tried any other dating apps. In Sarajevo, you can definitely not rely on meeting anyone online. You should therefore definitely go out instead. You will see many good-looking girls with good style. The majority is brunette, but there are also some blondes. Similarly to Serbia and Croatia, on average people are rather tall. In general, locals are friendly. Most young people speak decent English, and some that I met also had excellent German or French skills. An interesting thing that I noticed was that a large part of the young population, and I'm speaking about 18 to 25-year-olds, would not be born in Bosnia. Instead, they'd be born in Switzerland, Austria, Germany or Hungary. This is due to the war that took place in 1992 to 95. During this time, Sarajevo was sieged by Serbian forces and many people fled the country. I recommend walking up to the abandoned Olympic bobsleigh. The walk up takes maybe 1.5 hours. It's a great location for taking photos or to fly a drone if you have one. A historically interesting location is the corner where Franz Ferdinand was murdered in 1914, the event that marked the beginning of World War I. A museum that I recommend is the Tunnel Museum. It gives you information on the 4-year-long siege of Sarajevo. The museum is a bit outside of the town, so you might need to take a taxi to get there. I rented a car and drove to Srebrenica. Srebrenica is mostly known for the 1995 Srebrenica massacre. I made a video about my trip, you might want to check that out. It's on my channel. Ultimately, I want to recommend going to Mostar. It's a 2.5-hour train ride to get there. Mostar is a beautiful touristy town with a famous bridge. I recommend going on a waterfall tour to check out the sites nearby. That's it. Thanks for watching, please subscribe to my channel and see you next time.